Let's talk about why AI confidently says wrong things. I'm going to tell you a story about the day a lawyer submitted fake court cases to a federal judge. He hadn't made them up himself. He had asked an AI to help him with his legal research, and the AI returned a list of real-sounding cases, complete with case names, court dates, docket numbers, and legal summaries. And then he used them in his filing. Unfortunately, none of them existed. The AI had invented every single one. And when the judge asked him to produce these actual documents, well, they couldn't be found because they'd never been written. And that lawyer faced serious professional consequences. The AI, it felt nothing because it had no idea it had done anything wrong. That's what we call a hallucination. And understanding why it happens will make you a fundamentally smarter user of these tools. When you type a question into an AI chatbot, it's not going to a database, looking up the answer and handing it back to you. There's no index, there's no filing system or internal library where facts are stored and checked. What AI is doing, and all it is doing, is generating text that is statistically likely to follow your question. Think of it like autocorrect on your phone. When you type happy birth, your phone is going to suggest day, not because it knows it's someone's birthday, but because happy birthday is a pattern it's seen millions of times. Now scale that up to something that has processed almost every piece of text ever written by humans. The suggestions become incredibly sophisticated. They sound reasoned. They sound confident, but the underlying mechanism is the same. It's pattern completion, not knowledge retrieval. The AI sounds confident because it was trained on confident-sounding text. Humans, when we write things down, generally write them as if they're true. We don't write, the capital of France is probably Paris, I think. We write, the capital of France is Paris. And the AI learned from that. Confidence in an AI's output is a stylistic feature, not an accuracy signal. There's no internal voice in an AI saying, wait, am I sure about this? There's no hesitation mechanism that kicks in when the model is on shaky ground. It will state a wrong answer with the same tone that it states a right one. This is why hallucinations are so dangerous. A wrong answer that sounds uncertain is easy to catch, but a wrong answer delivered with total authority, formatted beautifully, and complete with plausible sounding details, well, that's going to slip past your defenses. If you're not, I don't think that we need that. Blah, blah, blah. Forget that paragraph. The lawyer's story isn't an isolated incident. Doctors have reported patients coming in with AI-generated medical advice that was dangerously wrong, but stated with clinical confidence. People have made financial decisions based upon fabricated statistics, and students have submitted papers with citations that don't exist. And the errors, they're not random. They're plausible. The AI doesn't say the capital of France is a sandwich. It says things that are almost right, close enough to fool someone who isn't already an expert. And unfortunately, this isn't fully fixable. Engineers have made real progress. Modern models are better at expressing uncertainty, and retrieval-augmented systems that pull from verified databases help a lot. But the core architecture, predicting what text comes next based upon patterns, that's always going to carry some risk of generating fluent, confident, wrong output. And it's not a bug that can be patched. It's structural. What I've been describing is true of AI chatbots. Tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, their core job is to generate fluent text, and that architecture has a real weakness when it comes to factual accuracy. But research AI tools like Perplexity, they work differently. Instead of just generating text from patterns, they will search the web in real time and pull from verifiable sources, and then they'll show you exactly where that information came from. So you can click on the citation and check it. So the rule of thumb is if you need accurate, verifiable facts, use an AI built for research that shows you its resources. If you're using a chatbot, Treat it like a very well-read friend who sometimes misremembers things. Useful, often brilliant, but worth double-checking on the details. Ask it to only give you information it's confident about, to flag anything uncertain, and to tell you when it doesn't know. A well-structured prompt can dramatically change the quality of what you get back from a chatbot. Use AI as a starting point, not an ending point. If it gives you information you're going to act on, verify it somewhere else. Be especially skeptical in high-stakes areas like medical, legal, financial, or historical. These are exactly the areas where AI will sound the most authoritative and where
Morning,
errors
Alex.
are
Ready
the
to
most
tackle those
costly.
notes?
Morning.
Pay
Can you help me
attention to
summarize the meeting?
specifics.
Absolutely. Do you want it as
Hallucinations
bullet
tend to
points or a short
cluster
narrative?
around
Bullet points, please.
names,
On it. Give me a
dates,
sec.
Done.
citations, statistics, and quotes. The AI is often more reliable on general concepts than precise facts. If it gives you a specific number or quote, that's the moment to double check. And notice when the answer feels too clean. Real information is messy. It has caveats and contradictions and gaps. A perfectly structured, fully resolved answer to a complicated question is actually a reason to be more skeptical, not less. The story about that lawyer isn't about AI being malicious. It was doing exactly what it was built to do: produce fluent, coherent, plausible sounding text. The problem is that fluent, coherent, and plausible sounding are not the same as true. The gap between sounding right and being right is the most important thing to hold on to as these tools become a bigger part of how we work and learn and make decisions. AI can be genuinely useful, remarkably useful, but it works best as a collaborator with a critical thinker, not as a replacement for one.